The Invisible Disabilities Association proudly presents the Invisible Show, the podcast that highlights new technologies and conversations that matter for people living with invisible disabilities. Join us on today's show as we speak with Miguel Favorel from the Source H2O about changing lives through better water.
Hi, my name is Wayne Cannell, and I'm the founder of the Invisible Disabilities Association, and this is the Invisible Show. And we're here today with Miguel Favorel from the Source H2O, and we're talking about water. Hey, welcome, Miguel. I'm so thrilled to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You know, one of the things that you and I have talked about in the past is we've talked a lot about how the chemicals in our environment impact us, right? And a big part of it is obviously you talk about the chemicals in the water, but I want to talk about even the chemicals in the air as well, right? We think about, you've heard people talk about chemical sensitivity and those things where perfumes and fragrances and cleaning products and all those things impact the people, but they're also in the water, right? The same type of things. So what happens if those two collide, right? And where do those collide most? I would say in the laundry room. Right?
Sure.
That's an area where we're putting these chemicals, you know, all kinds of big boxes of things, and we're dumping them in our washing machines. And what's fascinating about it is that we're like, oh, and the smell's going to last for 6 months, right?
Sure.
It can't be good for you, right? I mean, I would think that, and there's a reason for that, right? We were using chemicals to create that. And so one of the things that's fascinating me about the Source H2O is that you actually have this really cool product that you can use in the laundry room. But I want you to talk a little bit about why is water and purifying water and cleaning water, and what can you do to actually, because you got to start somewhere, right?
Sure.
So how do you get to the laundry room from water?
How do you get to the laundry room from water? I mean,
Right.
you know, our goal is to filter it and remove things as it comes into the house, you know, so before it goes anywhere in the home. It's kind of joke at our house, we have better drinking water in our toilet than most people have come out of their faucet.
Oh my goodness.
But, you know, so to start there first, right, this point of the source. And then, you know, on the chemical sensitivity part, that water and taking those things out will allow you to use it as a solvent and not only remove, you know, the things from the water, but then use the water to remove other chemicals from your household, such as the Windexes and definitely less laundry detergents or, you know, the harsh ones that you need to fight all the stuff that was there originally.
Okay, so we got clean water. We'll
Yeah.
work on clean water. You'll help the people find their water. You'll test it. You'll help them produce cleaner water through filtration and those things. But let's talk about this cool thing called the Platinum Ionic Laundry Purifier.
Sure.
Okay, you know, it's not a big giant box of some kind of detergent, right? That
Not
we see.
at all.
In fact, I can't even go down the aisle in the grocery store, right? That stuff is so strong.
Sure.
You know, I remember buying candy one time. It was the aisle over, and it tasted like the laundry detergent. And it was in a box, sealed box. You know, it just wafted its way and oozed its way into it. So tell me about the Platinum Ionic Laundry Purifier.
I have a funny story about that later. So yeah, this is probably our biggest mind blow when we talk to people about water and educate, just because that mindset that we have to have some chemical or it has to smell a certain way to be clean, right?
Smell is clean, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not true.
No,
smell is probably clean, right?
Most likely, right. So the Platinum, what it's doing is using ozonation through a static mixer. So basically a fancy way of just mixing the ozone into the water, and it creates high amounts of activated oxygen. So most chemical that's connected to that, most people would know, is OxyClean. So OxyClean is a chemical way of creating activated oxygen. This is a mechanical way of doing that. So it creates such a high level that it's going to kill mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses 3,000 times faster than bleach, with no detergent needed, no warm water, so everything's washed on cold, so saving energy on that side. And it's disinfecting your clothes and your washing machine every time you do it.
Sweat? You know, because I hear so many times people have kids that, you know, they're athletics and they're like, oh, we have to use all these harsh chemicals. We have to use, you know, the toughest detergent. We got to use the toughest bleach, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know how kids are. You know, they've been out playing. They've been on the athletic field. You know, so how does this work on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing power, again, that power of ozone and getting that activated oxygen deep into the fabrics and clothes. It's getting in there at its deepest point, especially when you have pure water and be able to really be a solvent on that side. One of our biggest tests in the beginning, because obviously we tested in our home, We had a brand new puppy, literally a day after I think we got this a day after we got our puppy, and just pea-soaked puppy rags, and they came out clean and smelling like ozone, which people should know that ozone smells after a nice thunderstorm and it rains and that electricity and water, is in the air. That fresh smell is that ozone smell. My laundry clothes or not laundry clothes, my workout clothes was a huge one. So those obviously it could be a hard smelling sweat type of scenario, but just again doing it on a cold cycle and letting the platinum do the work, it's gonna take out the smells and clean clothes like it should.
Well, I would guess that now, what's interesting is that you don't have those chemicals still on your body even too.
Yeah.
We had an example of somebody actually came to our house to clean our house, and we don't have these chemicals in our house. My wife can't be around any of these chemicals. And they smelled like one of these laundry detergents, and we thought, okay, well, we'll give them some scrubs to put on, right, while they're in the house.
Sure.
We couldn't get the detergent out of the scrubs.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
It's like, well, that means that detergent's in their skin,
Sure.
and it's transferred back into the clothes,
Yeah.
right? So obviously you're not going to have the issue with this, and I'm guessing it just hooks right up to your cold water line, right?
It's super simple. I hate to say this, I've never even changed my own oil, and I could install this in about 15 minutes. So
okay, great.
Very simple to install. Cold water that would normally go to the washing machine goes into the platinum, and then from the platinum into the washing machine.
I mean, does it last for a long time, or is it, is there anything you got to change in it, like a filter or something? Or?
So there is a filter. So ozone works the best with dry air.
Okay.
Right, so there's a dehumidifying filter in here that's going to catch humidity, and once it turns, right now it's purple. Once it gets to pink, then to change that filter. So pretty simple, especially in dry air climates. You're probably doing that maybe a couple times a year, depending on how humid your laundry room is. In heavy humid areas, like down south, you're probably going to do it every 6 months.
Okay. Is there anything else you can use the water for?
Oh, that's my favorite geek out on this thing.
Oh,
actually.
cool, right?
Yeah.
Other than doing laundry, right?
Yeah, so the great thing about the platinum is on the bottom here, there's actually a separate valve that we install. And that is installed with just a little ball valve, and you can fill up whatever you want to fill up, a spray bottle, a bucket, and then you can go clean with it. So we disinfect our countertops with it. We have clients that swear they've cured athlete's foot by soaking their feet in it, right? So sometimes chiropractors will use some of those types of things. Same scenario.
Or you could use to clean the bottom of the shower.
Bottom of the shower. I mean, anything you want to disinfect. I think if we had it when we had smaller kids, we would have used it to soak all their toys in. They're putting in their mouth.
Instead of bleach everything, right?
Right. That's in fact, technology like this we use in hospitals and hotels because they can't use those bleaches anymore because people have sensitivities.
Right.
If you think about a hospital, they don't throw away their linens every time. They need to disinfect them and keep them right. And so they're using technology like this. We've just shrunk it down for residential use now.
Right. I think of triclosan, which is what's an antibacterial, right?
Right.
It's something that's either finding out, in fact, they're banning it almost. So this actually, it's naturally antibacterial, I would guess, as well.
Yeah. It's, again, as long as it will dissipate over time, but when you're using it in its power time, which is in the first 30 minutes, it's going to kill, bacteria and viruses, like I said, 3,000 times faster than bleach.
Wow,
that's pretty crazy.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And so, compared to a box of detergent and everything, people go through detergent quickly.
Absolutely.
I would guess it pays for itself pretty quickly because you're not buying boxes and boxes and bleach and all this other stuff.
Right, and we've done some studies. I mean, average family of four is going to probably save about $600+ a year between using detergent, bleaches, and the energy just to heat the water, on a hot cycle trying to disinfect.
Well, what a great technology. This is one of the things we want to showcase on our Invisible No More show, and we're real thrilled to have the Source H2O tell us about this amazing thing. So
yeah, it's fun. I'm glad to share it.
Thanks so much, Miguel.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mike.